in the heart of Nebraska's media landscape, where the hum of 11:10 a.m. KFAB echoes across the plains like a scripted sermon, Jim Rose stands as the archetype of the manipulated white simpleton. Co-host of the Good Morning Show and program director since 2016, Rose isn't just a broadcaster. He's a dupe, a wide-eyed believer in the fabricated narratives peddled by Black grievance movements and their shadowy controllers. Picture him there each dawn, microphone in hand, regurgitating terms like systemic oppression, white privilege, and cultural appropriation, as if they were gospel truths unearthed from his own dim-witted epiphanies. But this isn't enlightenment, it's indoctrination, a con game orchestrated by globalist networks that weaponize white guilt to dismantle white communities from within. Rose, with his Rosie Did You Nosy segments, embodies the perfect mark, a self-proclaimed moral arbiter who fancies himself a conservative voice of reason, yet parrots the very lexicon of Black radicalism without a shred of skepticism. He lectures on racial apartheid in farm subsidies, decries institutional enslavement in Husker team dynamics, and wails about white fragility when callers push back. These aren't his insights. They're borrowed buzzwords from the civil rights mythos, the endless parade of fabricated fatigue, exaggerated complaints, and outright lies about historical injustices that never quite happened as advertised. The civil rights era, a con, sold as liberation but engineered to breed perpetual victimhood, and idiots like Rose lap it up, repeating microaggressions and implicit bias like a toddler reciting nursery rhymes. He believes it all, you see, because he's been groomed for it, educated in systems that prioritize empathy over evidence, rewarded for do-gooder drivel that earns nods from his echo chamber of equally clueless white liberals. This isn't organic stupidity, it's strategic selection. Globalist financial behemoths. Think BlackRock with its $10 trillion tentacles, or PIMCO's investment overlords, who hold sway over iHeartMedia's parent empire. Don't just fund media, they curate the clowns. They identify the dimmest bulbs, the ones with just enough charisma to climb but zero capacity for critical thought, and slot them into power perches like KFAB's Morning Slot, Nebraska's most influential news talk program. Rose, with his decades of airtime, since joining in 2001, was no accident. Groomed through Husker broadcasts and Kansas City radio gigs, he was elevated not for talent but for pliability. These networks control the Black activists too, puppeteering figures through grants, DEI mandates, and equity initiatives that sound noble but serve one end: displacing white workers, siphoning jobs to unqualified hires under the guise of reparations and affirmative action. The genius of the scam lies in its dual recruitment. The true believers like Rose, who swallow the white savior complex hook, line, and sinker, and the conniving opportunists who know it's bunk but play along for the buck. Rose is the former, a race traitor in denial, convinced his rants against tone policing and all lives matter deflections make him a hero. He guilts his white listeners into self-flagellation, promoting reverse racism pledges that dismiss white grievances as invalid because power plus prejudice only flows one way. In his mind, he's combating benevolent racism and dog whistles, but really he's the mouthpiece for a takeover, amplifying calls for Black power that erode white cohesion, all while iHeartMedia's corporate overlords rake in ESG-compliant profits from the chaos. And, the praise he craves. From Black activists who pat his head like a loyal pet to the horde of do-gooder white fools in Omaha's boardrooms and classrooms who echo his nonsense, Rose basks in the glow of feigned gratitude. These white idiots, empathy zombies infected by the same educational virus, nod along to his anti-racism sermons, blind to how they're funding their own displacement. Meanwhile, the connivers lurk, corrupt business leaders and politicians who sell out their race for globalist scraps, exploiting the Rose types to greenlight hiring quotas that flood workplaces with mediocrity. In medicine, education, and now media, these groomed fools rise, not on merit but on manipulability, turning Nebraska's institutions into outposts of the con. But here's the rotten core of Jim Rose. He's not just stupid, he's despicable. Beneath the faux conservative dribble, cloaking woke liberal tripe, in middle-of-the-road mush, lurks a mean-spirited bully. His voice drips with condescension, a phony piety that masks the evil of a man who derives sadistic joy from shaming his own kind. Leadership in Nebraska? It's a parade of these phonies. Weird white trash losers, elevated by systems that reward idiocy and punish competence. If you respect Rose, if you swallow his half-truths and propaganda, you're in the network too, a mindless drone propping up the fraud. The tide is turning, though. Listeners are waking up, tuning out the Rosie Did You Nosy sermons, investigating the lies for themselves. KFAB's ratings may hold for now, but the realization spreads. Rose is a fraud, a groomed idiot whose platform perpetuates a globalist psyop. Nebraska's media, business, and politics are infested with his ilk, stupid, phony, deplorable. The con game unravels when the marks see the strings. And when they do, fools like Jim Rose will be left ranting to empty airwaves, exposed as the simpleton saviors they never were.